Listen, Top Pumps, when the truth is being told. Here we go. Let's see. Did we get it back? Try to refresh. Everybody refresh. Refresh my Twitchers. Refresh. Let me unshade, because y'all know I'm telling the truth. So here we go. Can y'all, are we back? Let me know if you're back. Okay, we're praying for you, Nancy. I see you there. Great. Y'all know anytime I start telling the truth, as Top Pump said, the truth will come out. The truth will come out. Mysteriously, I start buffering and everything else. But at the end of the day, I'm telling the truth. Come through. I see your back. So everybody else, if you're not, I'm going to encourage you to refresh your screen, if you will. So at the end of the day, YouTube is all the way down. Okay, all right. Let's see. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to pull everybody back here in a second. Facebook is good. Great. We're going to get Crazy Berrytown. You're back. All right. My YouTubers, let me know when the YouTube makes it back. Hopefully everybody's going to get back eventually. Everybody hopefully is going to get back. But this is what I want to say. And yes, I'm telling the truth. And so I don't know, this may be considered some political overtones that they don't want to hear what I have to say about Barbados being a free republic. Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep it rolling. Barbados being a free republic, and we got the Russia over here testing brand new missiles, y'all. So this is the concern that I have as he announces that they've come up with a new generation, and this is to quote, a new generation of unrivaled arms systems. A new generation of unrivaled arms systems. So I feel like all this time that we've kind of had all these conversations and distractions, and I feel like it's been done for the purpose of distraction. Of course, we knew that Korea was down there, South Korea was down there testing their nuclear missiles. We have, at this point, Russia saying they've got something brand new that we haven't seen before, and they're just in the process of unveiling it. So this is why, to me, there's such a concern about the authoritarianism that people are wanting to move toward. When you get these kinds of individuals that are, to me, unhinged and really praise people like a Kyle Rittenhouse, feel very positive about him going to Kenosha and killing people, and then releasing him as an armed murderer that he is, and saying, oh, high five, praise be, come work for me. When we have those kinds of reactions from people that are unhinged, and then you start talking about the production, and Russia's been quietly doing this because they didn't make any hoopla that they have a whole new generation. But as he said, pay attention to his wording, a new generation of unrivaled arms systems. A new generation of unrivaled arms systems in this missile that they have launched and said hitting their targets. So you have this unrest that's going on around the world that I want us to pay attention to and not be sidetracked by a lot of the insanity. There's a lot going on in our country, but while we're looking at what's going on in our country, we definitely cannot rest our eyes from the rest of the world, because there's a lot of activity, and these people aren't testing all these arms for nothing. These people are not just out here testing their arms to see what's going to happen. I mean, they're testing arms because at some point in time they intend to use them. So I want us to really stay aware, pay attention, look at the movement that's going on at the borders, at the lines, at the country lines, where we see alignment against certain groups and alignments against other groups. I'm not saying this from a standpoint of being fearful, frightened, or anything else. Because listen, I ain't afraid of no ghost. But at the end of the day, just to be aware and understand what's going on in the world around us. Just so you know, it was reported to me while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, that Russia came out this morning saying the missiles that they have launched, this new, unparalleled line and unrivaled system of arms that they've created, are hitting their marks. They came out proudly boasting that on this morning. So just so you know, while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, Russia was out here cutting up. Now, as we move on, I want us to understand that there's a whole lot of transition and a whole lot of things going on right now. One of those things is a matter of, and I want to bring our attention to this because there's so much huge change that's going on right now. I want you to be at least apprised. And I can't say I'm completely proficient in knowledge here, but I do check it out and I will be following it even more. Experts are saying that fusion power is finally starting to look like it's imminent. And so they're saying it's so close. Y'all see that headline? It's so close we can almost taste it. So y'all know we've been talking about global warming. We've been talking about all of the issues that we have with fossil fuels, and we've known for a long time that fossil fuels were detrimental to our environment, but we just didn't care because fossil fuels was making money. Fossil fuels had people out there, and still have people out there lobbying for them and lobbying on their behalf, that even though we keep saying if we don't change and move away from fossil fuel by the year thus and so, we're going to absolutely destroy this planet. So needless to say, just like when we shifted from coal, y'all remember, well, no, some of y'all don't remember. I remember we burned coal in a wood burning. It was called a warm morning. Some people called it a potbelly stove. We actually, in the country, we actually burned coal. We had wood coal burning stoves that we used to heat the house. Y'all know how coal was the big thing back in the day, and then the next thing you know, bam, there's electricity. So you know you had to fight with the mining and the coal industry because they didn't want you to move away from that. But then as we kept moving to different things, we see that every time we seem to come into an area of how we want to power this planet, come on, truck driver, we talk about how we want to power this planet. And you know what? Our footprint is like Bigfoot. We can't leave an invisible footprint. We can't leave a small footprint. It's like we'll devastate everything, and the only thing that will stop us from utter devastation is the fact that we're at the point of utter devastation. Then we seem to try to rethink it, and what can we do now? Let's scramble because we don't want to die, you know. And that's why, listen, that's why some of these wealthy people are paying to fly into outer space, because they're hoping they're gonna be able to put some space stations out there where they can fly into outer space, give me my $2 million ride into outer space, and put me on a space station where I can at least live and survive after we destroy this planet to the hilt. I mean, y'all, come on. So now we're looking and we're saying fusion power, which is nuclear, fusion power is now so close that they feel like they can taste it. And so as we get ready to see this transition and the decline of really fossil fuel, this was another story that came out that I found absolutely interesting. And they're talking about barrels of oil are going to be anywhere at $125 to $150 a barrel. Now, listen. Any of y'all got some stock in the oil industry? Any of y'all got some stock out there in the oil industry? It sounds like you about to make a killing. You are about to make a windfall. And to me, it's another one of those last hurrah kind of things. Because right now, for those, in case you're wondering, the barrels are running somewhere around 70, 72, 75 a gallon. I mean, a barrel. So now you're talking about from 70 to 75 in the 70s range up to 125 to 150 a barrel. They're talking about making some money. So you see these last hurrahs that keep happening for the wealthy, because it's like, okay, we're going to acquiesce to fusion power and other means of how we're going to fuel our world henceforth, even and forevermore. But we gonna get our last hurrah, and they're saying it based on the limited number of barrels that will be able to be produced. Y'all ain't had no problem producing it before. But now you want to talk about because of the limited supply that you're going to be able to produce, this is how you're going to justify almost doubling these prices per barrel. So that, again, I'm going to say it from my perspective, it's just a matter of how we can come in, get a quick out, get some money, and hurry up and get out of here before this is completely shut down. Let's have our last hurrah. Now, this is Spiritual Thought Leader. Go ahead and get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. You don't have to agree with me, but I'm calling it like I see it. Because at the end of the day, they know their days are numbered in fossil fuels. So even as we have these stories coming out that we're right here at the precipice, we're right here at the door with fusion power, then understand these jokers are like, listen, we got to get some money and get up out of here. Now, sip, that's my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but this is Yes You O Cube, one-on-one, just me and you. And listen, I tells it like a T-I-Z-Tiz. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black. In my opinion, this is the wealthy people's way that have money in oil in getting this last money grab before they shut it down. So, you know, if y'all got some money out there, if you got some stock over there, go ahead and pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. It sounds like you about to come into some money. Show me the money. And there you have it. So fusion power, and let me see, there's some more information. All of this, as I always say, all of this is out here in my, you can go to Slumbered, Slept, and Slobbered in my Discord channel if you really want to read it more in depth, because I really just really skim these stories. But they're saying that fusion power is both green and clean. And the benefits, and let me, unlike nuclear fission, this isn't fission, this is fusion. So I'm not going to get into the particulars about the differences there, but we're talking about fusion, not fission. Fission would be similar to some of the radioactive scenarios that we saw in the past. So that even from the past, they started tinkering with nuclear power, and they were using fission, and that's where y'all remember we started having some Chernobyl, some other crazy power plant leaking scenarios where radioactive material was getting out into the communities and killing folk and making them sick and all of that. This is fusion, not fission, but it's still nuclear power. So they're saying green and clean. Now, you know, they're gonna say whatever they want to say at the beginning of it. Now, 100 years from now, they may come out to my child, we never should have gone to fusion because fusion is killing us. But anyway, right now we're saying it's green and clean. Right now we're saying it's green and clean. So at this point, it's the direction that we're leaning towards, and investment money is flowing that way. So anyway, yeah, Stacey, that's the bad stuff. So investment money is starting to go that way. And for those of you all that are serious about investments, if that bug's not in your ear, know that fusion energy, money's going that direction with the technology. So, you know, you might start, those of y'all that are checking out the stocks and seeing where you can go and what you can do with it, just let that bug kind of land in your ear. And you may already know. I may be telling you something you already know. So whatever way you want to take that. But at the end of the day, just know that we're definitely looking at that direction. Now, while we're doing that, I also want to bring up, notice some of the conversation that's going on right now. And this is why we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. This is the stuff that they're talking about when we wake up this morning. I want y'all pay attention. So what else are they talking about in the area of energy? And definitely as we're coming into the winter and the cold season, after that grid, we still got all this conversation about the grid. We still know that President Biden and the package that he has passed for infrastructure is dealing with monies is going for the grid and all of that. Stacy, blessed one, come on in here, and good morning to you, sis. Come on in here, and we're so glad to have you in the Lion's Den. She is a streamer. If you're not following her, please follow her. She will bless your whole life. So I want you all to look at what some of the trend of what's going on here. Look at the trend of what's going on. A new aerogel can produce 70 times more hydrogen than its rival methods. So I want you all to recognize they are really, really looking hard right now at different means of how we can energize and fuel this world. So pay attention, and I'm kind of throwing that in so that you're aware that all these different changes are happening. It's happening. It's happening. All these changes are happening. And for some of you, again, I'm gonna say it once more and again, that are in the investing area, you may want to pay attention to how it's changing, and you might start governing yourselves accordingly. Now, I'm not trying to give you any kind of financial advice. I'm not in any way, shape, or form encouraging you one way or the other. I'm just saying, pay attention, look at what's going on, and then you govern yourself accordingly with what's going on out here in this here market. So there's a lot of movement. There's a lot going on. I'm going to deal with this as well for those. There's a new web, and it revolves around Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But there's a new web that they're playing with, and they're calling it Web 3. Web 3, they're saying now it's very well funded, and it's motivated by the chunk text minds of finding common cause for being able to build a web that kind of revolves around cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. So thank you so much, Stacy. I appreciate you for being in here. Come on through, come through. So this is where money has already gone and continuing to flow for Web 3. Now, listen, some of you may realize that I thought it seemed like it's been longer than that, but I was reading something and they said just like the World Wide Web popped on the scene in 1990, and I was like, it was only 19. It seemed like the World Wide Web has been here forever. I'm telling you, it seemed like we've been so and it saturated the world so quickly, but it definitely seemed like it's been here longer than 1990 in the impact level that it is right now. So I'm sitting here and I'm just kind of like, man, all of these things that are changing. So we got the World Wide Web. Now we're looking at Web 3. Keep up with the times, people, because the times, they are a-changing. And cryptocurrency looks like it's definitely here to stay. It's here to make an impact. And it's this Web3 is really kind of developed around blockchain technology. So I know some of you have previously said you're knee deep in crypto. So I'm going to just put that on your heart and in your ears. Pay attention to Web3 because it's out here, and they're saying that it's getting ready to come forth in huge way. And again, it's out there. It's doing NFTs. And for thus, I know Crazy Berry Town, doesn't it seem like it's been here forever? I'm just like, when I said 1990, I was like, what? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. It seemed like it's been here forever. Now, I'm gonna put this up on the screen and share it. And you guys can kind of, the web numbers, Web 1.0 was in the 1990s. And we came and they're looking at it when it was able to actually host and sustain e-commerce and just explode. Then we had Web 2.0. They're saying that came in the 2000s, and it brought ways for users to share content and platforms that distributed it. Then Web 3 aims to reorganize the economy around digital assets. Okay, hear what I'm saying. Web 3 is aimed at reorganizing the economy around digital assets. That would be new currencies, tokens, and forms of properties like NFTs secured by math rather than law, custom, or force. So, and you see right there, Bitcoin, obviously, NFTs. and online flash mobs that raised billions of dollars. So I mean, this is what they're looking at being able to sustain in Web 3.0. Now, even when you talk about NFTs, some of you like, I don't know what NFTs are. Okay, so like the leader, one of the organizers of Twitter. I couldn't think of, I know tweet. I'm trying to say tweet. Twitter. He actually did the first tweet, and it was just a very, this is the first tweet on Twitter or something real basic like that. Now, so you say, what's an NFT? What he has now done is basically taken that tweet and he's converted that into capital by putting it on the market. And I want to say that tweet that somebody now owns, that tweet went for like 2.8 billion or something like that. So just like you have people that are out there that like to own pieces of history, or they want to have the coffin of King Tut, or, you know, whatever the case may be. They're collectors out here of very rare and precious items that they believe are going to be of a tremendous value. The same way they've done that with properties, you can now do that with tweets and other things that are like non-tangible, but they have some kind of what they would consider value out there in the world to be able to quote unquote own and possess that, and they're putting money values on it, and they're trading that just like they would trade stocks and bonds and things on the market. So anybody that doesn't know what an NFT is, that's kind of a breakdown of how it works. So understand that he just did his original tweet on Twitter for $2.8 billion. And so it's like, how does something that really has no value be able to draw and make that kind of money? People are willing to pay for it. So that's what NFTs are. And if you have something like that people are willing to pay the money for, you can take an NFT and make a killing off of an NFT. So what they're creating, even with that, not just blockchain and not just a matter of what you can get from crypto, but now NFTs and other types of crowdfunding sourcing. As they said, they had a group that raised over $40 million in a flash mob crowdfunding. A flash mob crowdfunding raised over $40 million. So this Web3 that they're creating is going to be able to sustain all of that. So just so you understand how it's flowing and how that's working, this is the world and the place of technology that we are now getting ready to launch into. Y'all real quiet. Ain't nobody talking to me over here. But I wanted this. I hope this is of some value to you as to the changes that are coming on. And again, these are the stories that are driving the news this morning. Now, yes, we got Omicron out here with COVID, and we can, maybe chit chat about that just very, very briefly, but I'm not getting ready to go into a whole conversation about COVID. But these other things that we're talking about are really what was driving some of the media this morning, more than just, you saw a lot of media turn into just casual entertainment pieces because it seemed like, outside of COVID-19 and the new strand and variant that's out there, these are the things that are really dominating conversation. So I wanted you to be aware. I want you to be apprised. I want you to be ready. I want you to be equipped. So at the end of the day, we're not just out here flapping in the wind. I want you to do well. And as a matter of fact, I did download the story. I'm not going to go all the way through it, but Dorsey is the one I was talking about from Twitter. That was one of the originals and did that tweet and made all kinds of money off of that NFT. Go out and you'll see his track and the record, the chronology of what and how he went from starting and creating, getting ousted out of Twitter, coming back in Twitter, and then making this mad, insane amount of money. It was actually 2.9 million. 2.9 million. They're called non-fungible tokens. He made 2.9 million off of that tweet. $2.9 million off of that tweet. Stacey, you trying to figure out how can you get on this, make millions from a tweet? The NFTs, and this is the truth, NFTs are currently, it's a wave, and they're making money. That's just an example of an NFT and how he had made money off of that. But listen, NFTs, if you got something that you feel like you can put out there and people want to bid on it, even if it's something that you can't put your hands on, you can't put your hands on a tweet. You can't put your hands on a tweet. But to pay that much money to be able to say, I own the original tweet that went across Twitter, Rebel, those NFTs are booming. You are exactly right. A lot of the athletes are putting NFTs out there. A lot of the entertainers, a lot of the people from different areas, they are on that NFT market, and the NFTs are booming. So, go out. If that may be some research for somebody. Go out and get a better understanding of NFTs, and you may have something. You may have access to something. You may be able to pull something in. And the amazing thing about it, folks, you never know what the people will bid on and what they'll pay. Some of it is just like, really? Are you for real? Are you for real? So, if there's a market, somebody's out there willing to pay for it. I'm telling you, yeah, Crazy Berry Town, get on it, because those NFTs are bringing in all kind of money. So, and this is real stuff, y'all. I'm not just talking pie in the sky or futurism. I'm talking about what's actually going on right now. So, yes, this man, the tweets. Stacy 546 tweets brought in millions. It's amazing. It's amazing. So there you have it. That's what's going on in this world right now. So Dorsey's story, who is the man that tweeted, his story is out there in Discord as well for anybody that wants to get a better understanding of how that kind of worked and how that went along. Now, this story right here, the oldest remains that they found, the oldest remains of mysterious extinct human ancestors were unearthed in a Siberian cave. I tell you, I'm just really shocked, stunned, and amazed at how we just keep finding remains in various places while we've said this is the oldest civilization, this is that. And they just keep coming up, and at this point, they're saying these bones are over 200,000 years old. 200,000 years old. And it's amazing to me how often, so it's like, I don't know if it's just you, Stacy, but we'll keep an eye on it. Thank you for letting me know. 200,000 years old. We always say this wasn't, inhabited by man. That space wasn't inhabited by man. And we just keep on coming up with more and more spaces where, yes, there were people everywhere. So I want you to understand that I am appreciative that we just keep on finding out more and more information about the world in which we live. And for too long, we've really streamlined our thoughts and our minds down to this is how it happened. And listen, some of y'all need that science and that history that y'all learned when you were in high school. There's so much new information that has come out since then. You really need to update yourself. You really need to update yourself to what's really going on and things that they've really found out, because at the end of the day, I want us to understand history as we know it in its current state. History. Okay, so let's just take this for an example. I was raised in an environment where your level of understanding about the history and the contribution of African Americans and blacks in America's history, very limited, very, very limited. But as you get older, you begin to realize some of that history was whitewashed. Some of that history was never told. Some of that history that was told didn't get told correctly. There's so much more. And I want you in every place, in every space, educate, educate, educate. Don't take what they said back then and just keep on trying to apply it today, because so many inaccuracies, so many falsehoods, so many untruths. I mean, and if you can understand that, just as for me, from learning about my black culture and learning what they didn't teach me, take that all the way across the board, because beloved, I want you to understand, usually history is told from the perspective of the power seat, and they're going to tell it skewed according to how they want it to be told and how they want it to be remembered, however inaccurate it might be. So as we're coming into different areas and really, really understanding how we can begin to embrace 200,000 years ago, education, Aguna Badger. Good morning to you, my friend. We have to have education, because listen, at the end of the day, I want you to, and I'm not just talking about formal education, which I do appreciate, applaud, and encourage formal education. But as my father said, even if you can't afford to go to college, if you go to college, they're going to tell you read a book. And after they tell you to read a book, they're going to critically talk about and discuss the information that you read in that book. If you train your brain and learn how to critically analyze and think and look, you can do a whole lot of research for yourself. That's why they used to teach us how to do research papers. So at the end of the day, educate yourself, whichever way you want to do it, formally or personally, but get the education. When I look at this and I realize 200,000 years ago, we're talking about in Siberia, we had people that were alive and well and living and thriving. And we're just now starting to find the remains and the bones from that. So that was in While We Slumbered, Slept, and Slobbered. I love that, because I love that kind of stuff. That's always of interest to me. Now, do I really want to talk about Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever, however, Ghislaine? Now, y'all, let's just go here. I'm on this because at some point I feel that they are about to make this woman the fall lady for everybody. Now, Ghislaine may have been the groomer, but at the end of the day, you had Epstein, who is allegedly has suicided himself or been suicided by somebody else. Nonetheless, he's liable to be on an island somewhere. That's all I got to say. He's liable to be on, pay attention, y'all. Let me go ahead and shade. He's liable to be on an island somewhere. Because I don't know that I'm buying all of this story. So I want you to listen to me. I feel like at this point, listen, Crazy Berrytown and Rebel, y'all might need to get a group together that can really help people understand NFTs and understand, put a interest group together. If y'all put an interest group together, I'll sure broadcast it. I certainly will. And just interest group, getting better understanding, information, and all of that. I see y'all chatting, and I know y'all about the coins. Listen, y'all, if you didn't know, let me tell you now. Crazy Berrytown and the Rebel Inc., they about the coins. So listen, if y'all want to put an interest group together, I will certainly broadcast it, because I know y'all ain't playing. I see y'all. Me too. Please, please, please. Listen, they ready. They are ready. Y'all can have a heyday. I'll broadcast it all day long. Because listen, we trying to understand the deets. We trying to get the deets on the new stuff. Now back to Ghislaine, y'all. Miss Maxwell is about to take the fall for everybody, in my opinion. Now, if you follow these stories, they keep making it sound like she was grooming these young ladies, these underage young ladies. It sounds like she was grooming them for Epstein. But this is my thing. Armani Gma, good morning to you. Come on in here. Come on in here. Good to see you. Now, this is my take on this, beloved. This is my take on it. They keep making it sound like they keep using Epstein's name as if you heard money. You Michelle. Listen. Sis says she's driving, but she heard. Y'all got coins, baby. I knew what you were saying. Coins. Listen, I think Crazy Berrytown and Rebel Inc. is going to have to put together a special interest group and stream it because the folks are interested in the coins. I'm not even mad at you because them NFTs are making money. That ain't no joke. They making some real money. But back to Ghislaine. Y'all, Michelle, you cracked me up on that one. So back to Ghislaine. They keep talking about you were grooming them for Epstein. You were grooming them to have sex with Epstein. With Epstein. King Coogee in the house. That's my sire. Come on in here. So good to see you. If you're not following King Coogee, please follow him. He will bless your whole life. And listen, that meme you had in yesterday, inspiration, was just great, King Coogee. It blessed my whole life. It basically was encouraging you. If you feel like giving up, don't give up, because whether you realize it or not, there are a whole lot of people that are watching your journey and looking up to you. So and that's my rephrasing of it, but it was much more succinct but powerful. Appreciate you being in the stream this morning. Tall Pumps, did you hear she was trying to get a table at the Side Piece Convention? y'all too much. Thank you for hosting the stream, Armani Gma. Oh, you just might. You guess we can. Hey, everybody can learn together. Everybody's trying to figure this thing out. They trying to get the coins at the end of the day. All of us trying to get up out of here. So, you know, it's a special interest that I think a whole lot of people might have an interest in. The crypto table for the side pieces. Y'all too much. Now, speaking of side pieces, Ghislaine. This is where I want us to pay attention. And I'm gonna come here. I haven't done it all day. I'm gonna do it. If Chunk is there, BTD mom, tell him to get ready. If Chunk is there, tell him to get ready. Could it be the devil? But that old slimy devil. I started to say side piece devil. Y'all got me going with these side pieces. Ain't nothing but that old slimy side piece devil. At the end of the day, while they keep putting Epstein's name in there, I personally, now get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out. I personally feel like they keep putting Epstein's name in there, and poor Ghislaine, she about to be the fall guy for everybody. DJ P-Foo, come on in here, my brother. Come on in here. So much love to you. So much love to you. I see you. Grim Reaper 89, come on in here. Good morning to you. Come on. I appreciate you all. Come on in here. So good to see. Yes, the side piece devil. The side piece devil. That's what I said, Crazy Berrytown. The side piece devil. So at the end of the day, and I got to take my shades off because, you know, I don't just throw shade, I shed light. I really feel like, I see your coffee cups. I really feel like she's about to become the fall guy for everybody. She's going to be the fall guy for Epstein, but she's also going to be the fall guy, seemingly, for all of these people. Because listen, Epstein wasn't just tasting of the goods himself. Epstein was passing these hors d'oeuvres around. These hors d'oeuvres. These whole serves. The hors d'oeuvres, the whole serves. They were passing these hors d'oeuvres all around. Yes, I said hoe. They were passing these hors d'oeuvres all around. And it's a whole lot of names that need to go in there with these hors d'oeuvres. Speaking of side pieces, that's all I'm saying, Rebel. With these hors d'oeuvres that was being whole served. These hors d'oeuvres that were being whole served went to Bill. These hors d'oeuvres that were being whole served went to Prince Andrew. These hors d'oeuvres that was being whole served, these hors d'oeuvres was everywhere. Now we want to make it sound like, you got the giggles. Now we want to make it sound like these hors d'oeuvres was just for Epstein and that Gazelle was the only one that was out here serving them up. No, ma'am, no, sir. So I'm concerned because listen, at the end of the day, there's a whole lot of politicians. There are a whole lot of wealthy people. There are a whole lot of people in various and sundry places, and I'm sure they probably got some church folk and preachers over in there too. It's a whole lot of people that was going to Gilligan's Island. Gilligan's Island was hosting hors d'oeuvres and hors serves of all manner of evil, and everybody was partaking. Now that's my take on it. Hors d'oeuvres. Come on, tall pumps. These hors d'oeuvres that were whole serves. I'm telling you, I feel like poor Ghislaine, that's her name, poor Ghislaine, she's about to take the fall for everybody. And I think this is most unfortunate because it's a distraction. Now, they held her forever. And maybe they thought she was going to off herself too. Or maybe they thought they were going to get somebody to her to off her. But however, whatever the situation was, they held this woman a long time before she finally got, it was more than a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. Stacy. They were touring all right. They were touring all right. Wait a minute, Rebel. Wait a minute. Stacy said it's more than a 3-hour tour. Baby, they toured that island. They were like Gilligan and the professor and the skipper. They couldn't get off. They couldn't get off. Well, they were getting off. They couldn't get off the island. Oh, Jesus. Yes. They were getting off the island. They couldn't get off. You wonder, did they get the ticket punch, the proof, the proof? Listen, I'm telling you, the hors d'oeuvres that was being whole served on Gilligan's Island, it was more than just Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and these teenage underage kids. Good morning, Mel Holiday. Come on in the room, sis, Miss Fabulous. Love you. And so good. Something ain't right. Something ain't seeming right. Pun intended. Pun totally intended. Something ain't seeming right. Come back, Rebel. Come back. No, Mel, you didn't win Grandpa Holmes's chair. Something ain't seeming right. That's all I gotta say. It is basically, listen, these hors d'oeuvres and these hors serves. I just feel like at this point, I almost feel sorry for Miss Maxwell. I almost feel sorry for her. And I hope she starts chirping. And I think they're going to walk on their tiptoes here for a minute. Not come back. Tall Pumps is bumping tall. I need some, Lord, please turn this water into wine because they about to cut up in here. Lord Jesus, y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much in the Lions Den. Y'all ain't got no act right. Oh my God. Oh my God. What happened to Crazy Berrytown? Did I just lose her altogether? Please, Tall Pump, sit yourself down somewhere because these one-liners in your head. These one-liners in your head are off the chain this morning. You are off the chain, but I love it. I love it. I love it. You ain't got no act right. That's what we do. That's how we roll in the Lions Den. It just is. Y'all got me dying. Oh, at the end of the day, Ghislaine Maxwell, Crazy CBT. I was like, where's she at? Where's she at? Because Tall Pumps she's off the chains right now. Tall Pumps is completely unhinged. Oh, but Ghislaine, at the end of the day, you almost, excuse me, y'all got me so messed up. You almost feel sorry for the woman because I got a feeling that today ain't gonna be a good day. I got a feeling. I got a feeling, and with Epstein not here to defend himself, and she's now y'all know I'm gonna go here because we'll throw the women under the bus and run them over, back up and run over them again. Go put it in forward, reverse. I got a feeling she about to get run over several times. Now, the only thing that may keep her from being run over, you don't feel crazy. Crazy man. Why she looking like Kris Jenner? Y'all hurting me. Y'all putting a hurting on me. Y'all putting a hurting on me. Oh, King Coogee, now that's what I'm saying. She's either gonna take it or she's gonna snitch on everybody. Now that listen to me, Coogee, that's the only thing that's gonna potentially keep her from getting run over 5,000 times and whatever else. She has information though. She has information. She's got some intel that I'm sure they hoping she won't tell. She's got intel that I'm sure they're hoping she won't tell, because she knows names, she knows places, she knows people. So that to me, King Coogee, is maybe the only thing that's gonna keep her from being as devastated as I'm sure they want to do to her right now, is the fact that she can snitch on everybody. So we're gonna see what she's gonna do. Is she gonna take it? Is she gonna take it, or is she gonna snitch? Or is she gonna mess around and come up suicided too? So I see you, Tall Bumps. You said straight skeezer, and you know when I say this, please, I am in no wise advocating anything in the way of excusing this woman, because she was very knowledgeable of what she was doing in grooming these little kids, and it's just dastardly. It's just, you know what, let me go ahead and put him up there. It's just dastardly, the things that they were doing with these little kids, and at the end of the day, they're kids. And they talked about in the article and in the trial how she would actually take them shopping, give them all of these tours. I mean, you know, just different things that kids, and especially needy kids, and needy definitely emotionally, if nothing else, and mentally, and really just get them hooked and snatched up and caught up in this whole ring so that then the coaching and the grooming that went on when she would bring them to the men. Now they keep using Epstein's name, but I'm gonna say it once more, and I'm gonna say it again over and over and over. Epstein wasn't the only one partaking of the fruits. So this idea that they keep trying to push in this narrative that she was grooming them for Epstein, she was grooming them for a whole lots of men from everywhere outside of Epstein. So listen, I'm just really agitated and aggravated already with the telling of this story and the way they keep telling it and retelling it. But you need your finder's fee. Y'all got me going. Have they been seen in the same room at the same time? Twins? Y'all got a twin bet going on here? Are they twins? Cheerings? Are they twins? Is it the one and the same? There you go. Take a look for yourself. And there she is. But at the same time, you have to one, her commissary about to be paid in full, and she about to be on house arrest in a mansion with unlimited DoorDash. Listen, she got big names, Coogi. She's got big names. So she gonna be paid for a long time, truck driver. She ain't got to worry about nothing as far as other than am I gonna stay alive? And this is my thing. If she agrees with the powers that be that she's gonna have amnesia, and the only name she gonna keep repeating is Jeffrey Epstein, and this man is allegedly dead and can't speak for himself, as he's on another Gilligan's Island. But at the end of the day, she's gonna be paid. She's going to be wealthy. She's not going to be without wherever she is, King Coogi. Because like you said, on house arrest in a mansion with unlimited DoorDash. It's about to be something dastardly. You can just almost bet your bottom dollar, because she's got too many big names. Too many big names that they don't want told. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to have to go here one more time, because even the fact that all of this is likely to be true and likely to be the way it's going to go down, ain't nothing going to happen to this woman. Could it be? Could it be? The devil. Baby, it ain't nothing but that slimy old devil, because at the end of the day, it's very little that's probably going to happen to her just because of the names that she has under her belt that she can tell. But at the end of the day, I'm watching. Let me take my shades off, because I don't just throw shade, I shed light. I'm really watching to see how this is going to play out, y'all, because she's got a whole, she about to cut the deal of the century. You right on that, Tall Pumps. The deal of the century. Thank you for the resub, King Coogi. I certainly appreciate you, sir. She about to cut the deal of the century, Tall Pumps, because she got some names. She got some, she got hoes in different area codes. And I ain't just talking about the females, I'm talking about the men. Come on, Auntie Diddy. Come on, Auntie Diddy. We know what's up. She got hoes in different area codes. And I ain't just talking about the women. I'm talking about some men. And listen, these some of the most hoeingest men I ever seen in my whole life. And well, I'm gonna leave that alone, because that's a whole nother podcast. But anyway, I'm looking, and the story that they put out today is still, I don't like the way that they're framing it. Because it's definitely one that eventually became the president of a country. Listen, and at the end of the day, Stacey, she had several, not just one. He there was many in the number. There was a line. There was a line, Stacey. There was a line. There was a line. I can name a few right off the top of my head. So, not off the top of my head, but anyway. And the movie deals to tell the story. She gonna have Benzo and a run. So I'm telling you, it's gonna be an interesting dilemma. I can tell you that. At the end of the day, I just don't know. Now, as we come on around, I want to talk about this, because this really I felt good about this story right here. Two black entrepreneurs in Philadelphia that are making a killing right now, and I want to encourage anybody that wants to jump on their bandwagon and help to fund them, because they're right now in a funding session. Two Black Philly entrepreneurs find their flow by launching a luxury bottled water company. Now, what's really interesting to me about this, they launched it the day after the pandemic started, and they said they started it because now let me say this, they're multi-entrepreneurs. They have several different businesses, successful, I might add. And so this is what happened. As the pandemic hit, the day after the pandemic started, good morning, LaWanda Baskerville. Wanda Visions, miracles, signs, and wonders in the room. Come on in the Lion's Den, and good morning to you. Now, these two Black Philly entrepreneurs, they said what had happened was they went to get supplies, toilet paper, as we all know, that stuff started flying off the shelves, couldn't get it. So the one thing that they realized that everybody needed and everybody wanted, and was another thing that they could not find, was water. So they took all of their resources, took their savings, got a family member who they said would remain unnamed, who was well off financially, and they started this business. And so at the end of the day, their idea was to start what they call luxury water. Now, this is so funny to me because I was just talking to one of the youngsters on the other day, and I was telling them, in my day, the idea of going to the store and buying water, when you can just walk over to the tap and turn the spigot, buying water. Or if you're like me, because I actually was raised in the country as well, sometimes you had to go, good morning, Shelly Thunder. Come on in. That's my girl. That's the prophetess. So good to see you this morning. Now, at the end of the day, I was talking and I said, you know, in my day, the idea of going to the store and paying my good hard-earned money to get some water was just unheard of. However, in these days and times, it's nothing new. Now, what I thought was interesting about these two Black entrepreneurs was that basically in a field that many of us would have said, oh, there's water out there, they took the reality of the fact that they went to the store and couldn't get water and said, hey, let's launch a luxury water. So I'm bringing this up because I want us to think about how we approach different situations and different scenarios. Now, we walk in the grocery store, we walk into all the stores and can't find water anywhere. How many of us would have said, let's take a spin on water? Because water, obviously, in walking in that store and being unable to find it, obviously, it's in demand. It's something that's going to always be in demand. So that's a given. So then they took that and said, good morning, Mish. Hey, come on in here, sis. So good to have you. Come through. She is a streamer. I want you all to follow her. Please follow her. She will bless your whole life with some good cooking. Go on over there and check my queen out. She will hook you up. And LaWanda Baskerville, I want to give props to her as one of the queen moderators extraordinaire out here in these Twitch streets. Mad love to both of you. Thank you for coming in. But I'm saying this because, and the name of their company is This Is Good Water. That's the name of it. So you see that there. If you see, and I'm putting it up because I want us, if you see This Is Good Water, please patronize them. Now, this is the thing I'm saying though. So they looked at that situation and they made this assessment. If it's something that's flying off the shelves, it's obviously something that's in high demand. So water's in high demand. And again, I would have been like, oh, okay, every place is out of water. I don't know that I would have allowed my mind to go completely outside the box and say, water is going to always be in demand. How can we get in the water market? And that's basically what they did. How can we position ourselves in the water market? So basically, they've made This Is Good Water. This is good, and I'm gonna show it to you again, because if you see it in the store, know that it's black owned, completely black owned and operated and created. This is good water. If you see it out there in the store, get you some. So the idea of saying let's make luxury water. I mean, what's luxury water? I don't know what luxury water is, but now we got luxury water. I knew there were what we called upscale brands and this and that and the other. I want to say their bottles of water, I think, are priced somewhere in the $2-ish range, I believe it was, for their luxury water. Now, it does look like that water bottle, to me, looks a little larger than your regular bottled water size. It just looking at it at this picture, and I may be incorrect on that, but it looks larger than just your regular bottle of bottled water. But $2 premium water in the space, and they are doing exceptionally well. And for the idea that they started it the day after the pandemic, and now they are just an absolutely booming business, to the point now that they're actually going after, how many of you know, if you have tremendous amount of growth, then you got to have enough funding to be able to extend your growth further. So they are currently, let me see, they're currently taking donations and taking investments. Let me say investments. Let me call it correctly. And so I'm gonna put this up one more time. If you see right there in the blue, info@thisisgoodwater.com, info@thisisgoodwater.com. I'm gonna say it once more. If for those that might be interested in getting some investment in this company, they're welcoming all interested investors to contact them. info@thisisgoodwater.com. Some of you might do well to jump in there and become an investor. And who knows what you're going to get on your return on your investment. That ROI might be out the window. That ROI might just make the difference between make and break. I want to say good for them too, Crazy Berry Town, because I thought, you know, when I read the story and I really enjoyed it, the idea of how their brain was working outside the box to say, not just embrace there's enough water out there, there's enough water companies out there, and if we stop and think about it, you know, they're basically combating and standing against or in the space of, I don't want to say against, in the space of Pepsi. You know, a lot of these soft drink companies are actually the ones that are behind the water and the energy drinks. So you got them standing up against titans. You got them in that space with titans, but they're not afraid. They're like, and doing well. And that's why I'm with you, Crazy Berry Town. Good for them. And I wanted to bring this in because, listen, folks, sometimes you can take that defeated mindset. Oh, this area is already saturated. This area is already this area is already that. You have something different. You have something that's not like everybody else. Put it out there. Put it out there. Don't automatically disqualify yourself because, oh man, we're standing against all of the soft drink giants. I can't think of soft drink for some reason. Soft drink giants that are out here in the market already, and it's saturated. No, because when I walked in the store, it wasn't no water on the shelf. So guess what? If I walk in the store and there's no water on the shelf, and I look over and I see this is good water, guess what I'm gonna buy? This is good water. So, you know, at the end of the day, I loved their thinking process that went against the grain and that wasn't scared to jump out there and take a risk. So again, I'm loving it. I appreciate their willingness to jump out in that market and do something in that space, and kudos to them. Now, you'll see the story out there about the oil going to 150 plus in the market. JP Morgan's projection on that. I've already talked on that and coupled that in with something else. This story I do want to shift to real quickly. Alabama is getting another chance at voting for union, because basically what happened, and you all remember, they were trying to unionize at Amazon, and Amazon, you know, on one hand, I kind of, you know, and I know y'all love Amazon. Some of y'all just, Amazon, y'all making them filthy rich. You're making them filthy rich, because I'm telling you, you just Amazon. But Amazon needs to pay their workers and treat their people right. And that's all I can say. They gotta treat the people right. So you remember, it was huge that they were going to vote for the union, and they ended up losing. Well, it came out that basically the U.S. Labor Board came out and said they found numerous cases of threatening the people. They found numerous cases in a review that said there was all kinds of wrongful actions done against the people to keep them from voting for the union. And so now they are requiring a recount of the voting for whether or not they can get a union. I don't know what they've done, and this is my question when I read this article. I don't know what they've done to change the environment. I don't know what they've done to change the culture so that it is one where people can vote freely without feeling like there's going to be some kind of retaliation, some kind of clapback, some kind of negativity that's going to befall them if they create a union. But the Labor Department has basically said, but y'all going to run that again because review of your behavior is showing that it was inappropriate. So I wanted to bring that up too, because it's happening. I know when I heard the story, and I have a very good one of my family friends and former members who is a union organizer. That's what she did for a living. And I understand the energy, the effort, really the threats and everything else that go into still in 2021, dealing with trying to organize the people so that they can have rights and stand up for their rights in the form of a union. So I'm happy to see that the U.S. Labor Department has basically come back and said, no, you're not going to roll like that. You're just not going to roll like, not just openly and overtly terrorizing the people to keep them from voting. So that was in the news while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered overnight. I was happy to see that, I must say, and hope that it will yield some profitable results, but time will tell. At the end of the day, we'll see what goes down with that. Who knows? But at the end of the day, the Labor Department has made them back up on that. I'm gonna tell this story about a black man that I'm just really feeling some kind of way about. And y'all, this story right here. Good morning, Barbara Hardy. Come on in the Lion's Den, and it's good to see you this morning. This story right here kind of has me perplexed. I'm not exactly sure. I feel some kind of way about this story. I'm not exactly sure what he was hoping to accomplish. I got some feelings. I got something in my mind. This man shot his 4 kids. This man shot his 4 kids and his mother-in-law. Now, if we, Michelle, yeah. No. Now, I'm feeling some kind of way about this story. And this is a black family in L.A., Armani Gima. A black family in L.A. in a very well-to-do, seemingly nice neighborhood. The neighbors came out saying they were such a nice family, they couldn't believe it. Such a nice family, they just couldn't believe it. Now, this is what I feel about this story, y'all. I feel like this man was mad at his wife and had some kind of issue and had mental health issues. Because unfortunately, it was his wife that came home to find all 4 of her children shot and killed and her mother. He took himself to the police and turned him in. Oh, Lawanda, it's beyond sad. At least it was reported to me. That's the way they reported it in this morning's story. He turned himself in, went to the police, was interviewed the whole 9, and then was subsequently arrested. Now, you know, this is where I really get into why we need to talk about mental health. I don't know what made this brother snap. I don't know. I just, y'all, I got a feeling, LaWanda. I just got a feeling it didn't happen all at once. I just don't think that he, in 1 second, one split second, turned around, took a gun. All of them were shot in the upper torso. And the kids, the ages of the children, nobody, this young man was only, his name was Jamarcus David, was only 29 himself. You know, at the end of the day, 12 years old, all of them were 12 years and younger. Every last one of them was 12 years and younger. I love you, Stacy. You know I love you, girl. You have a blessed day too. And please, please, please give Betty our love from the Lion's Den. And you have a good one. At the end of the day, it's a tragedy that makes me wonder, where are we at on the spectrum of mental health? Because again, I feel like the fact that he left this scene for his wife to come home to and find, I feel like something was going down between him and his wife. And this to me is like the ultimate in hate and revenge. Kill all your babies and your mama too. This is insanity to me. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm looking and I'm wondering, what kind of signs and signals was this gentleman giving off? 29 years young. That's young, y'all. He's just getting started. 29 years old. Nice neighborhood. The neighbors are like, oh, they were just the nicest family. Da 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 da. Listen, beloved, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I don't care how nice a neighborhood. I don't care how nice everything seems to be on the outside. I just was watching maybe 2 weeks ago where a preacher in a very, very upscale neighborhood with a mega church, the police were called because of violence in the home, and the kids, the daughters of the abused, came over and called the police. The adult daughters of the abused came over and called the police. But pastor been beating and whooping her head. He been combing her hair a long time. Nice neighborhood, huge congregation, multi, you know. So this is where I'm looking. I'm saying, at the end of the day, folks, we got to deal with these mental health issues. I don't care if from the preacher in the pulpit and driving a nice car, living in a nice neighborhood, mega church where thousands are attending. The building is fabulous. The campus is marvelous. We need to deal with mental health, and we definitely need to deal with abuse. I got a feeling, it's so sad, Michelle. I got a feeling this brother didn't just snap all at once. I feel like there was something already going on here that was an untold story. I'm waiting to hear what the wife is going to say. I'm really interested in what can she say? My 4 babies and my mama are dead. What can I mean? You know, just let that sink in. You walk in your nice neighborhood house to find your 4 babies and your mother dead, shot by your husband. Y'all, that story right there. We have got to get a handle on our mental health issues. We have got to get a handle on any kind of abuse issues going on in the home. Those 4 children, 12 and under, all 4 of them, what did they do to deserve that? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. The mother-in-law, even if she was a meddling mother-in-law, nobody deserves to have their lives taken like that. And I can only imagine the drama that was going on in that house as this man was shooting these people. Whoever the first one was to whoever the last one was, they're going to have to live with that trauma. So with that being said, that one right there, I just that's the only way I want to talk about it today, is from the mental health and the abuse perspective. Otherwise, it's just almost too much to bear. It's just almost too much to bear. Our hearts go out to the mother that had to walk in and see that. Our hearts go out to all of the family members on both sides, because he has family too. Tall Pumps, I'm confused. The mother, I believe, was at work, and I'd have to go back on that to really get that, but I believe she came in from work and found them all deceased. So I'm not exactly sure all of that. I definitely, even I'm looking here, everybody in the neighborhood that is just so sad and so shocked, because they but see, appearances, folk, appearances. Don't be fooled by appearances. And I'm gonna say maybe Tall Pumps, and I don't know, was her mother there watching the kids as she was at work? I don't know. I don't know what the scenario is here. They're still investigating, but the neighbors are just in shock after seeing this horrific scene in what appeared to be such a nice family and such a nice neighborhood. So I'm gonna go back again. Trauma is real. Trauma brain is real. We've got to understand, and even as we're coming into the holidays, I don't know if you all realize this or not, but some people experience their worst emotional breakdowns and traumas during the holidays, where they just can't cope, where they just can't process, they feel like they can't go another further. Something becomes very twisted. Seasonal affective disorder, otherwise known as SAD, seasonal affective disorder, is a real thing, where because there's less daylight and there's longer nighttime, darkness, and that darkness and the nighttime for many people becomes very overwhelming. It becomes very stressful. It becomes very anxiety ridden, and they just can't function. They just can't cope. SAD is real. And some people experience SAD and couple that with the holidays and whatever depression and whatever other untreated mental illnesses and mental challenges that might be there. This is the time of year that many times becomes more volatile and more dangerous and more life-threatening than any other time of the year, because people, in the midst of all of the stress of the holidays and SAD and everything else compounded together, they just can't take it anymore. They just can't cope. They just can't function. They just can't think, and so we need to pay attention. Listen, if you got family members that you see some odd behaviors, you see some withdrawing, you see some pulling away, you see some talking and fantasizing about death and all these kinds of things, pay attention, because this is real stuff. I see you, Tall Pumps, you're confused too. Like, where was the mother? Bless her, because she's going, I can't imagine what she's going through, Tall Pumps. I can't even begin to imagine. All my children and my mother. This is we could actually start singing. The servant came running to Job and said, all your children are dead. The servant came running to Job, said, your mother's dead. I mean, this is a story of just almost disbelief. And then ultimately to conclude that conversation with, and my husband did it. That's a lot. That is a lot. So I want us to pay attention. The holidays for many become very stressful. Dr. Dady Priest, I was driving, so I could not talk while I was driving on her stream on Sunday, but she was talking about stress in the holidays. Did excellent stream about how to deal with stress, how to deal with family, how to do self-care, how to pay attention that you're taking care of yourself. And I want to say to even those of us that are on the streams, even with Crazy Berry Town, she exercise, get some of that stress off, get your body moving, get those endorphins flowing. Exercise will release endorphins in the brain that make you feel good chemistry in your brain. It releases those endorphins in the brain. Get up, move your body, get outside, get some vitamin D on your skin, get some sunshine on you during the daylight hours, knowing that the days are shorter and the nights are longer. Pay attention to your family members and loved ones, because sometimes there are little telltale signs that are really cries for help. They're really indicators that are telling you, I need to pay attention. By all means, if you're in listen, exercise, it's powerful, Crazy Berry Town. Getting up and moving that body, those endorphins, I'm telling you, it will release in your brain. And I don't care how tired you are and how much you feel like I don't want to do it. It's just something about after you get finished exercising, it's like, oh, I feel better. Oh, I feel good. So get up, move your body, get those endorphins moving. Release those endorphins in the brain. Pay attention to how much is too much. Know yourself. Know thyself. That's what somebody said. Know thyself. I want you to know yourself and know your limits. And don't try to exceed your limits. When you have exceeded your limits, sit down. Stop. Do whatever you need to. Take a break. Slow your breathing down. Take slow, deep breaths. I'm talking about not just your regular breathing, but where you can get your diaphragm and your stomach, all of that. But get all the air, expand those lungs to their fullest. And then don't just exhale, push all the air out. I mean, go extended where you just can't, where it seemed like, oh my God, where you make your body have to get another breath. Expel the oxygen out of your lungs to the extent that you make yourself have to take that next breath, and then fill those lungs all the way and just calm down. Count whatever you have to do to just slow yourself down and give yourself a minute. Do not be overcome and overrun with the stress and the trauma. Take care of yourselves. Do stuff like listening to Dr. Dady Priest. She's constantly talking about, every Sunday is self-care. She's constantly talking about self-care. She has some guest appearances that she's been doing on other people's broadcasts talking about self-care. Baby, y'all get all the tools that you can. Get everything that you can work with to help yourself. And I'm gonna say it again, go out to Crazy Berry Town. I love her. Go out to Crazy Berry Town, get in that Zumba. She allows you and talks you through, even if you got to do it from your chair. You don't have to necessarily get up. You can do high impact, you can do low impact, or high level, low level from the chair, or just be there and just support. Energize yourself with the connection of being with other people with good energy, good positive love, good positive motivation, good positive music going on. Do what you need to do. But listen, y'all, 2021, we've been through 2 years now of a pandemic that has been relentless. We've had to contend with all the different changes and transitions that have gone on in our lives. A lot of us have lost loved ones during these 2-year period, this window. A lot of us have experienced loss and grief. Some of us are still dealing with grief from years gone by in the past, and then compound this year on top of it. We've got to take care of ourselves. Whatever happened to this young brother, I don't know what triggered Brother David to snap like he did. I just have to feel like something happened. We don't know, but something happened. At the end of the day, I do believe brother had a issue that he was dealing with that overcame him. And in the choice of a moment's time, he made 4 bad choices. 4 really bad choices. And at the end of the day, everybody in their environment is going to suffer behind the choices that he made in that moment. Now, I have to say, not that I wanted him to take his life, but I have to say, I question the level of remorse that he killed them and walked out and drove himself to the popo. You know, I would something in, yeah. So I'm gonna leave that alone. But you know, I do wonder what was really going on in my brother's head, because he had enough wherewithal not to harm himself. And I'll leave it like that. And there you have it. I just wanted to again, as we start this new month off in December, I want you guys to do all kinds of great things. Yeah, tall pumps, to me, that's kind of cowardly. And I hate to say that, but that's kind of cowardly. You're going to take out little kids, but you got enough presence of mind not to do anything to yourself. Yeah, no, I don't think so. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna close with this story. I don't know whether you all are aware or not. I understand, Pastor, you've been in grief since 1975. Come through, truck driver, and I appreciate you. Crazy Berry Town, I'm definitely gonna have you back, because one thing that I've gotten resoundingly ever since you came on the stream and shared with us the other week, I've resoundingly, repeatedly had our lions reaching out to me as they're dealing with their grief, numerous, and that is an area that I feel like we really need to talk about. That's an area that I feel like we really need to heal, continue to heal from. That's an area that I feel like is very powerful, a powerful area for us to really take on and undergird and support those of us that are grieving. Oh yeah, we got to hook it up. We got to hook it up because listen, and we enjoyed you and the impact of those that have been sharing with me and coming and sharing their journey, impacted by your sharing. And I do want you to know that I cannot underscore that enough. The impact, the positive, wholesome, healthy impact that you had on Let's Heal Together. I love it. And Lisa, you all don't hear me talk about it a lot. I'm healing too. On February 11th of last year, I found my nephew deceased. On Christmas Eve of last year, my mother fell, and all the way through until she passed away, I brought her home through hospice, and she came home with me and passed away here at my house January the 30th of this year. Grief is real and grief is fresh. We can heal together. Just because you don't hear me talk about it, and I don't spend a lot of energy in my conversation, I have no problem in being transparent in saying I'm healing too, truck driver. I'm healing too, Crazy Berry Town. And as you say, we can heal together. That's what the Lion's Den is about. It ain't no games. It ain't no, this space right here is real. This space right here is real. And so I'm ready. Let's heal together, Crazy Berry Town. We're going to hook that up. We're going to hear that up. Come on, Armani Gma. So, and this is an area where we can heal together. We can share together. We can love together. We can cry together. Y'all know I crack jokes all the time, and I love the humor and all of that we do. But at the same time, I'm very serious about being real and being transparent and not putting on airs and not putting on facades, not putting on masks. I feel like we got to be real with each other, and we got to really deal with life that comes our way, and with that comes grief, and with that comes sorrow, and with that comes pain. And in the Lion's Den, we can journey that together. We can. Just because one carries something well doesn't mean it isn't heavy. Come through, Crazy Berry Town. And that's the truth all day long. I can tell you right now, as I'm getting ready to close, I miss my mama. I miss my mother. And this has been a year, even as we're coming up to the anniversary of her fall. It's been a year. So I'm here for it. And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the realness that I find in the Lion's Den. Hi, Hi, I am Lex. Come on in here. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much for coming in the Lions Den. I believe you're a streamer. I believe you're a streamer. And blessing to you. DJ Wild Rose Onyx Heart, come through, come through. I see you, girl. She's a streamer also. If you're not following her, please, 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 please follow them. They will bless your whole life. Truck driver, me too, me too. And we're in this together. We're all in this. That's the beauty of the Lions Den, y'all. We don't have to play games and go through putting on airs. We can be for real and still have fun, still kick it, still cry. Because listen, all of that, and then some. Dr. Dady Priest, good morning to you. I appreciate you. I don't know if you was here, but I was talking about you earlier. Listen, Dr. Dady Priest, if you're not following her, please follow Dr. Dady Priest. Please follow her. At the end of the day, as I said, I was driving on Sunday, but I was in your space and enjoying everything that you were sharing about self-care. I just could not respond because I was driving on the highway coming back from Virginia. But Dr. Dady Priest, as I said, use her as a resource, you all. When I was talking about how we deal, how we cope, how we get tools, Dr. Dady Priest is always putting tools out there for you. Oh, listen, we love your vibe. We love your vibe, and we can engage it all the time. Got to have you back and get you in and let the people be blessed by you some more. But listen, go to her stream, support her, drop some coins, support what she's doing, because she's giving us the opportunity to engage the vibe and get self-care and get tools and things that we can put in our toolbox that will help us down the road. Tall Pumps, we are here for one another, and through the stripes, come through, we are healed. Through our stripes, we are healed. Through our stripes, come through, come through, come through. Speak those words. We are healed. We're a healed people, and it's a beautiful thing. Hey, 757 in the building, come through. Love you so much. So listen, this is what we're about, y'all. And I appreciate the love that we always share here in the Lions Den, and the love that we have over here is real. It's not lip service. It's the real deal. So I appreciate Diesel 7041. Y'all just keep on coming back in here. The love is real. Come through. The love is real. Give it to the Rebel Inc. Give it to the Rebel Inc. and all the mods that are here in the room this morning. We love all you guys. Listen, I went a little bit over this morning. Y'all just keep trickling in here. All these beautiful people. I'm gonna tell you what. This is what I feel about Twitch. This is what I feel about Facebook, YouTube. It allows me to connect to some really beautiful people. Everybody that comes into the Lions Den, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. It allows me to engage the vibe, as Dr. Dady Priest says engagement matters. It allows me to engage the vibe with some of the most beautiful people in the world. I feel like that's exactly who you are. I want you, listen, can I steal a line from you, Dr. Dady? Kiss your brain. Would you do that for me right now? Just kiss your brain, because you guys are some of the most beautiful people in the whole wide world. Kiss your brain. I love you, Dr. Dady. I do. So listen, this has been a blessed place, a blessed conversation on today. Tall Pumps, I gotta tell you, you had the one-liners today. You get the award for the one-liners, because baby, you had them going. You had me going. I laughed till I cried. I literally did. And I enjoyed it. DJ Wild Rose Onyx Heart, come through with that amen. I appreciate everybody that's up in here today. Now, listen, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. This is our first day back since being gone for the Thanksgiving holiday. I'm so glad to see every last one of you that thought it well to come in and engage the vibe here in the Lions Den. I'm so blessed by each one of you. Armani G Ma, I love you. You are just a blessing. And tell, listen, I just love you. I just love you. I love you. Y'all just such a blessing to me. Just such a blessing. Now let me stop, because y'all know preachers are just keep going. Preachers just first close, second close, third close, 20th close. I'm gonna act right today. I'm gonna let y'all out of here. Now I want you all to follow us. We'll be back tomorrow. Oh man, I missed you guys. You believe it or not, I missed you guys, man. And I was going in. It gave me an opportunity to check out some other folks' streams where I'm normally unavailable. But listen, I enjoyed sneaking in streams, whether they knew I was there or not. It was a blessing just to kind of go around and hear what everybody was saying. Yes, BTD Mom, we're all glad to be together again, because this is a family and we love each other in the Lion's Den. And we're always here for each other. So you keep your ears open, because listen, Crazy Berrytown's coming back and we're gonna heal together. The Lion's Den is definitely one of, oh, thank you, Tall Pumps. You are so precious. And you pumping tall, girl. You always pumping tall. But those one-liners though, those one-liners today, you were on one. You were absolutely positively on one today, Tall Pumps. I loved every one of them. One Reason is in the room. Come through, One Reason. Listen, you're always in my heart. I hope people understand, whether you're here or not. Listen, Spiritual Thought Leader feels connections and connected. It has nothing to do, because listen, I know everybody's got things going on in your world, in your lives, things going on, but I know your love is here every day, One Reason, whether I see you here or not. And I love you. If you're not following One Reason, please follow this man. He will bless your whole life. Listen, you told the truth, DJ Wild Rose Onyx Heart. Ain't none of us got no act right. Ain't none of us got no act right up in here. The One Reason family coming on in the room. I love y'all. Listen, Armani G Ma, that stream that Dr. Dady did on Sunday, as she was talking, and like I said, I was in there, I just was driving, couldn't say anything. Different things to do self-care during the holidays, and knowing how far to go and when to cut it off, and when to you know, just go ahead and get your little stuff and go on in your space. Man, it was powerful. That was some good stuff, Dr. Dady. It was some good stuff. Truck driver, you know, I know you're there. This man right here, that's my Mufasa. That is my Mufasa, without a doubt. I love you, love you, love you. Well, listen, I love everybody. Lawanda, with your hands up, come through, sis. I appreciate you guys. Listen, I gotta get out of here. We're gonna stream. We're gonna raid somewhere. I know. Ain't we missing Rebel? Ain't we missing Rebel? I appreciate Rebel. Rebel is my girl. Rebel is faithful as the day is long. We all miss her stream, but Rebel is doing some much needed self-care right now for herself. And I appreciate you, Rebel. Thank y'all. Y'all give Rebel all kind of love, because that's my girl. That is my girl. Day one. That's my girl. You pray for me and I'll pray for you. You pray and I'll pray too. Let's get out of here, y'all. Where I feel for my brother, I feel for my sister. This has been another edition of Yes You Oh Cute, and it's just one-on-one, me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I'm so glad that you thought it well to come in and, as Dr. Dady Priest says, engage the vibe. Listen, it's been a marvelous day. We've had a marvelous conversation. Now it's time to go and bless somebody else this morning. Follow the raid train over wherever we're going. It's going to be a good one. Follow me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, Twitter, Twitch, Anchor, Discord, and more, y'all. I'm out there. I want y'all to check me out. You know what our mantra is over here. God hasn't given us a spirit of fear. We are not intimidated. We have power. We have love. We have a sound mind. And at the end of the day, we understand that we can do all things through the love that strengthens us. So therefore, I am all powerful in love. We don't just talk about change. We want you to be the change, because at the end of the day, it's going to take each of us being the change to make the change. Listen, it's happening. We're not the in crowd. We're the ing crowd, because it's happening and we're doing it together. It's us, you, me, we all. I appreciate everybody that's in the Lion's Den today. Missed y'all so much, but we're back. I'll see you again in the morning, y'all. In the morning when I rise, we're going to come in here and we're going to have a good time together. I want to appreciate everybody, but everybody that came up in the room on today. With that, I want to appreciate my moderators. Michelle Browno, love you, girl. Shelly Thunder, so much love coming at you. And the Rebel Inc., you know I love you. To those those that gave cheers on today and biddies. Appreciate you, BTD Mom. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Our subscriber of the week, Sheila Miles. We appreciate you for your continued support. Love you so much. To all of our subscribers and our resubs, BTD Mom, Shelly Thunder, Kachik, come through, Kachik. Did I miss you? Good morning to you. How did I miss you, sis? I love you. I love you. I love you. And King Kuji, thank every last one of you for the resubs in the room. Kachik, I'm really mad that I missed you. For everybody that shared, Stacy Brown, Crazy Berrytown, Kim Possible, 7-Eleven, BTD Mom, Stacy Bless One, and Armani G Mall. Thank y'all for hosting the stream. I love you. It's another day's journey. We're glad about it. I want you to have peace for your journey.
'Cause I wanna go home. I feel for my mother. I miss you, man. Oh, I feel for my brother. You're my brother. I feel for my brother.
Feel for your brother.
Oh, no, no. Feel for my brother. I wanna go home. I feel for my brother. I won't forget you, no. I feel for my brother. I feel for my brother.